everyone, this is your reading for Monday the 31st of July, the last day of the month. I hope you've had a wonderful July. We've had some kind of good days here in England. It's been quite nice weather-wise, but the last week or so has just been winter. It's been really cold and rainy, and so I hope wherever you are, you're having a wonderful July. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can probably relate to the coldness we're experiencing in England at the moment. Okay, so let's see what we've got for today. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Nine of Wands in reverse, and we have the Two of Cups upright. Okay, that's good. So the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this is a woman who is on top of everything. She's on top of her bills. She's on top of her work. She's on top of what needs to be done. She's already got everything sorted out. She's had the throne built. The community loves her. She's created beauty around her, and she's just made life more bright and pleasant because she has entered it. Her presence is like a ray of sunshine. She is someone who is abundant and generous and capable. Practical. Think of this as Virgo. This can often be seen as Virgo in a way, or an aspect of Virgo. She's in reverse, so there's that feeling is lacking. We've got the Pentacle in reverse now. We've got the 2 points on top, and that means that the physical world gets on top of you rather than you controlling the physical world. Okay, so this is the kind of situation where you've got 500 emails and you just are overwhelmed and you can't answer them, or you arrive on Monday morning to the office and you've got a stack of papers there and it's just like, oh my god, how am I going to get through all of this? And it just seems like the physical side of things is external situations are going to come in which will make you feel more under pressure and like you have to work harder. If this card had been this way around, it would mean that during the day, the worst of it will be over and you'll get out of it. You might feel a little bit exhausted and tired, but you'll be done with it. It's in reverse though. So you're going to struggle on all day unless you ask for help. I know the Two of Cups is a card that often represents love and connection and these two healing each other. And it fits perfectly with this because if you are bogged down and you're not out of the woods and it's just you're sinking and you're not managing, the solution to your problem is to ask for help, and help is available. I can never remember this. It's the Cruciatus or something like that. It's the medicine thing. It's a symbol of healing. The lion is strength, and with the wings it's freedom. Freedom, strength, and the ability to heal whatever has been painful, to come together, to connect, to balance things out, and to lighten the load. So each one of these are alone. So the Queen gets changed, gets off her throne, gets rid of her red dress, puts on her blue robe. The poor little worker boy, who is secretly a nobleman or whatever, also gets changed, goes and sees his friend. They work together and things work out. So the way to make this day easier on yourself is simply to not isolate yourself and to ask for help. And if, let's say you're employed and your employer is really rough on you and they expect you to work 13-hour days and there's no help. I remember I had an employer once, and I worked in a bank, and there was a woman there, my boss. Her name was Celia Evans. And I had a problem that I couldn't figure out by myself. And I was sitting in a room with a bunch of staff members, and Celia Evans was there. Hi Celia, if you're listening, I doubt you would be. We were all sitting in a room together and I couldn't figure this one thing out. So I asked my colleague Jeanette, who was sitting next to me, I said, Jeanette, do you know how to do this? I'm not quite clear on this. And Celia Evans chimed in and she says, well, Greg, what are you going to do when you don't have Auntie Jeanette to help you? What are you going to do if you don't have Auntie Jan to help you? What are you going to do then? It was the kind of boss who was who was supportive in a way, but not in a way that kind of made you want to be on her side or anything. You know, after that, I was just like, there's certain way to encourage people, and there's a certain way to put people down. And if you have an employer who really expects you, that's why I brought this example up, to do everything by yourself, and if you're not allowed to ask questions if you have problems, and you're just meant to deal with it all by yourself, then that is not a job you should be in, because sooner or later you will sink in that job. If you can never ask for help, if the company always says no to you when you say, listen, the workload is too much, I can't do 15 hours 6 days a week, and they say, well, you have to, that's the job, and we're not giving you any less time, then that is not the right job for you, and you're going to have to make a decision whether if you can get help, then it's something that's manageable and that can keep going. But if you're not able to reach out to anybody and you're not being supported in any way, then you need to make a decision for yourself to save yourself, in a sense. To say, I am not going under, I'm not going to work myself to death, I've already been injured, but I'm supposed to keep working and working and working and working all alone, and I can't do it. And at the end of the day, the queen goes like that and it's over. So it's about pacing yourself, okay? It's about realizing that it's not your job alone to solve everyone else's problems. And if people expect that of you, then you need to stand up for yourself and be assertive and say, that is enough. It's enough. Either help me or I'm not doing it. And that, for a lot of people, is really, really tough. So assertiveness is something that is really important today. If you find yourself in this situation, then ask, and if you don't feel like a particularly assertive person, then you don't need to have a big confrontation. You can send it, you can write in your notice. You can write a letter and saying, I hereby give you 30 days notice, goodbye. There's no confrontation there, and you're doing what's right for you. Because the thing is, you have to be careful in life. You have to take care of yourself. You have to treat yourself right. You have to feed yourself. You have to, if you're working, you have to work in a way that's manageable. And you can't just push yourself and push yourself and push yourself to breaking point, because there is a breaking point for all of us. Sooner or later you hit it, and what then? So avoid that by lightening the load. Number-wise, we've got 1 and 9 is 10, and 2 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 is about communication. So talk to people and ask for help. I think it's really likely that you will get help and that it doesn't come to you having to resign, because at the end of this here, the outcome, we do have the Lovers, so someone comes in and does help you. Please ask for help though. It won't be offered to you. If you want help, you have to ask for it. It's not going to be given to you. You have to demand it or request it. I hope you have a wonderful start to the week. It sounds like a challenging start to the week. So people who don't like asking for help, please make an exception. Ask for help if you're struggling. Have a great day. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.